Hey everyone and welcome to my new video. So today we are going to flip through this bullet journal that I made for my sister as a Christmas gift, and setting this up was definitely a bit challenging because I had to fit all the 12 months of the year in the same notebook. And I used this notebook from Archer&Olive, which I've had for a while. I bought this a couple years ago, I think. And it has this cute little bee on the front cover. And this was also the most colorful notebook that I had in my collection. So I thought that would be something my sister would like. So let's start flipping through this notebook. It's now the day before Christmas and I just finished this up, and I'm really glad that I got it done on time, even though I was on the last minute like I usually am with everything. So I decided to include a key page in this journal because my sister has never had a bullet journal and I find the keys really helpful. So I thought I would add them in here. I don't know if she will use this, but yeah. And on the right side I have a quote page. This is really simple and I really like how it turned out. And I used some washi tapes from the washi tape shop to decorate these beginning pages. I also did a future log, even though I don't know if it was completely necessary, because she will have all the monthly spreads already done in this bullet journal, but I decided to include it just in case she would like to have that and see the yearly overview. Then we have a study tracker. My sister is a student and I thought this might be helpful so she can keep track of all the assignments. On the first column she can write the course or class she is taking, and on the second one she will write the assignment that she has to, make. And then we have a column for the deadline and also a checkbox which you can tick off when you have completed the whole assignment. Then we have a 2022 reflection spread, and on this page I wrote the questions in Finnish just because I think it's a little bit more intuitive to write or to answer these questions when I know she's going to write the answers in Finnish as well. So the first question is all about what went well and what did she achieve. The second one is for what was difficult or she struggled with, and then we have a question about what she learned this year and how she can make the next year better. Then we have 2023 goals page, really simple, nothing special about it. And also things to check out page and 2023 favorites. And I actually kind of got jealous of this layout because I think it turned out a lot better than my own. So I might use this layout next time when I'm setting up my own bullet journal. Then I left one empty page or spread just in case she needs a little bit of writing space. Then we get to January and I tried to recreate my old themes as much as possible for this because it's a little bit easier than coming up with unique themes for every month. But this one was inspired by the Notebook Therapy Dreams of Snow collection, and I also used these washi tapes from that collection to decorate this page or the spreads because that was a lot quicker than drawing everything. And this was the first weekly spread that I set up, and I guess I got a little bit ambitious because I thought I could do this plate pattern for, the weekly spreads and that it wouldn't take a long time, but I was very wrong, so I simplified the weeklies a lot after making this one. And I asked my sister what kind of spread she would like to have, but she doesn't know that I made this yet because I will give it her for Christmas. And the only thing she wanted was that it has a lot of writing space, and I said that I'm not sure if I can make this because I'm really busy, but I kind of wanted to do this last year, but then that was also my first year on YouTube, so things got too busy and I just bought a pre-made calendar for her, or pre-made planner. Anyway, next we are moving on to February, and this theme is one of my own themes that I recreated for this journal. I think I made it in 2021 and I thought it would be fitting for the Valentine's Day. And I don't know, it's one of my own favorite themes, so I decided to recreate it. And also these leaf doodles are super simple and easy to draw, so it was an easy way to decorate this journal. Here you can also see how I simplified the weeks a lot. I drew in a couple of them, but for some other spreads I used just, washi tape. This washi tape was actually a washi tape that I got from my sister as a Christmas present last year. And then I used some washi tapes from the Notebook Therapy Vintage Rose collection because I thought they fit the color scheme pretty well. Then we get to March, and this was also a theme that I did from a scratch, as I have never done this in my own bullet journal. But I think it turned out really cute, and it was also really simple. So, I didn't have to brainstorm a lot to create this. I also used up some of my own stickers that I made a while ago for decorating, and that was also the reason why I wanted to do a plant theme in this journal, so I could save some time when I decorate the spreads. I use this vertical layout for almost all weekly spreads because it's my personal favorite layout, and I think it has a lot of writing space, and also I like to have a space for notes just in case I need to write a little bit more. Then we get to April, and this was kind of like recreation of my own theme, but I simplified it a lot, and I think I used acrograph pens on my own theme when I did this. It was in 2021, I think. And for the other spreads, I just used some washi tape. I bought this from a local stationery store, so I don't know where you can find this exact washi tape if you are interested. Oh, and at this point I realized that I can't do spread for habit and mood tracker for every month because otherwise I won't be able to fit all the months in the same bullet journal. So I started making a little bit smaller calendar so I can have my sister's habit trackers here on the right side, and then for this was the first month when I did this, so I decided to include weekly mood tracker here on the top that she can fill in. I don't know if she will find mood tracker helpful or not. I decided to do one where she can fill this with just one pen because I really like that. And I don't know if my sister has a lot of colorful markers, so trackers that you have to color in might have not worked. Then we get to May, and this is actually my sister's birthday month. So I decided to do this collage theme, and this girl sticker is from La Dolce Vita Studio, and I think it reminds me of my sister, so I added that in there. And also did a little collage here on the top. This book washi tape is from the washi tape shop, and it is designed by Anna from Journal Away. And then I did something a bit interesting again. I decided to have mood trackers here on the bottom of the weekly spread, like one square for each day. And then I have this legend, I think it's called, where I have written and doodled the different doodles that you can fill the mood tracker with. I don't know if this is convenient or if this is going to work, but I just, decided to try it, and she can let me know if, I don't know, if this worked out or not. I hope this flap will stay in its place, at least it does for now. For June I recreated one of my old themes. I think that is also from 2021. I guess that's one of my favorite years of bullet journaling because I recreated so many themes from that year. But I did these flowers in a different way. These were actually inspired by my March theme from 2022. And this whole cover page was inspired by Midsummer because that is in June. So yeah. Here I again made this kind of flip note where I have the half of the mood tracker underneath it and the other half here on the top. I don't know if that was the best choice because you now have to flip this, you know, back and forth when you are filling the first days of the month or the first half of the days. So yeah, I don't know how this is going to work, but it's done and I hope it does work out. I kept the weeklies really simple and doodled just some clouds and moons and flowers. I also used some washi tapes. This again is from the stationery store nearby, so I don't know what brand this washi tape is from. Then we get to July, and this was kind of inspired by my July 2022 theme, but I just did it in a more colorful way because I wanted to use a little bit more color in my sister's bullet journal because I think she might like that. And this was pretty quick to set up as well. Here I again have this mood tracker on the bottom, and this time, yeah, I did the same mistake again and have the legend here on the behind the dots drawer, or not dots drawer, flip note. So I think it might be a better idea to draw this in the, you know, first page. I don't know. Then I decided to do a Dutch draw weekly spread because I was kind of getting tired about making the same weekly layout over and over again. And I tried to make each of these weeklies a little bit different so it makes it easier to not mix them up or mess them up. For August I did this theme which was kind of inspired by my November theme from 2022. But I did it in a more colorful way just because August is kind of like a summer season, at least in Berlin where my sister currently lives. And I used some stickers that I made earlier this year or last year, I don't know when I will post this. And I wanted to do this theme just because I could use these stickers and save time decorating the spread in that way. And I also decided to try this waterfall Dutch door thing. I think it turned out pretty cute. And these great washi tapes are from the washi tape shop. I have a discount code for them, which you can find in the description as always. And I have a discount code for Archer&Olive as well, if you are interested in this notebook. Then we get to September, and this was actually the first Plan With Me video that I made on my channel, so if you would like to see how I draw these mushrooms, you can go watch that. It's one of my personal favorite themes, so I had to include it in my sister's bullet journal because I think she would like that. I also used some stamps from Notebook Therapy for the habit trackers. I realized at this point that I might be able to do more individual spreads for habits and mood, so I did that. And also used this Dutch Draw weekly layout again. I think I might round the corners because I just realized that I forgot to do that. Anyway, I used these stickers that I made last year for the decorations, so this was really quick to set up. I also have highlight section here on the left side, so she can write the monthly highlights here if she would like to. And then we are in October, and this was actually the theme that I've never done in my own journal. I know that my sister loves Halloween and scary movies, so I decided to do a witch theme, which actually isn't very scary, but I think it fits the Halloween vibes. And I also really like these colors. And I used some black and white washi tape from the washi tape shop also for the decorations, just to save a little bit of time. And I think that also fit the color scheme really well. And I think The cover pages were the only doodles that I sketched out. So this, for example, I just drew and kind of went for it, and I think it turned out really pretty. And I'm very proud especially of this book illustration because I wasn't sure if I was able to pull it off, but I think it turned out really pretty. And I also got bored with drawing the same weekly layout over and over again, so I decided to try this layout with these boxes, which has a little bit less room for notes, but also it has a extra space for Sunday, which this weekly spread doesn't have. I don't know, I hope she finds it helpful, but we will see. Maybe I will do this again next year, but I don't know. Then we get to November. My sister loves coffee, so I of course had to do a coffee theme, and this was inspired by Amanda Rach Lee. I don't remember which year it was when she did this theme, but maybe you'll remember it. I'm sure many of you watch her videos. And I did sketch out this cover page and the doodles in it, but again did all of the other doodles without sketching them beforehand, and I'm pretty proud of myself because I never do that in my own bullet journal. So this was also a fun challenge for me, and overall this was a fun challenge to see how I could make simple spreads, but also in a way that they would be, you know, decorative. And I decided to use this box layout again, just so she can tell me which layout she liked the most. And then we get to the last month, which is December, and this was inspired by my own December theme from 2022. I just simplified it a lot because I didn't want to spend hours on this. I don't remember how much time it took because I didn't look at the clock. I used some acrograph pens only for this theme because they are a bit more time consuming to use, I guess. So because this was the last month I set up in this journal, I thought, you know, why not to use them? I really like how this turned out, and I also did once again this Dutch Door weekly spread, but also decided to include a Christmas planning section, just because I find it really helpful and I thought she might like it too. And here I just have a space for writing out gift ideas and also to do, or all the Christmas related to do. Then I have a bucket list and I wrote some things in there, but I left also some space empty so she can add all the things she wants to do. Then we have the highlight section here on the left again, and I tried to make the weekly spreads a little bit different again, just by using different colors for them. And then we get to the last spread, which was the 2023 review, and this is basically the same layout as in the beginning of this journal that I showed you earlier. I just added a timeline here on the bottom where she can add monthly highlights. It doesn't have a lot of writing space, but I've tried this myself and you can write, you know, one or two things in here with really small font. I don't know if she will find this helpful, but I hope she might. And I also tried to include a little bit more writing space here, just because I knew I had some empty pages, so I didn't have to save them. I think there is 4 empty spreads that I left out, just so she can write some notes in here if she would like to. And yeah, this was quite of a interesting and big project, and I'm really glad that I was able to fit all 12 months of the year in the same notebook. I hope you got inspiration from this video, as the style of these spreads is a little bit different to my own, and these were all very simple and pretty quick to set up. The cover pages were the thing that took the most time, and you could always use just some stickers and washi tapes for all of them, or just leave those out if you would like to. But yeah, that's it for my sister's bullet journal. I hope you enjoyed this video. Leave a bee emoji in the comments if you did, and I hope to see you in my next video. Thank you so much for watching, and bye bye!